most importantly, my mothering instincts told me I was doing the right thing for my children, and it almost turned me off to Waldorf education. I was almost ready to write it off when I heard that because I felt like that was not wise advice at all. Hi friends, happy Sunday. I'm Sarah Baldwin. I'm a Waldorf early childhood educator, author, and the owner of Bella Luna Toys. And I'm back with you today with another Sunday with Sarah. And today I'm here to answer another viewer question. This question today comes from Silvia in Italy, who wrote me with a question that's asked by a lot of mothers who are discovering Waldorf education for the first time. Silvia writes, "Dear Sarah, I'm writing with a question about Dr. Steiner's philosophy on breastfeeding. A few days ago, I went to a doctor who follows the Steiner philosophy, and in her opinion, prolonged breastfeeding after 1 year is very wrong. I have a 3-year-old son and another 1.5-year-old, and I'm still breastfeeding both. The older just sometimes when he wants to relax together with the younger brother. I wish there was more clarity on this topic because many women wonder about this. Has Rudolf Steiner given an opinion on it?" Well, it is a question that many mothers ask. When I was a young mother, still breastfeeding my own 2 children, is when I discovered Waldorf education. What I'm here to tell you today is that there are a lot of myths surrounding Waldorf education. One myth that I addressed in an earlier video is that Waldorf is anti-reading or anti-books. Not true. As far as breastfeeding goes, when I heard these rumors that Waldorf teachers or Rudolf Steiner felt that mothers should stop breastfeeding their babies at 9 months or 12 months, I was concerned because everything I had read up until that point was about the benefits of breastfeeding, the health benefits that are well documented. Most importantly, my mothering instincts told me I was doing the right thing for my children, and it almost turned me off to Waldorf education. I was almost ready to write it off when I heard that because I felt like that was not wise advice at all. But I began to research the question because I became more involved with Waldorf education. Everything that I learned about what Rudolf Steiner had to say about child development, human development, education, the way children learn, rang so true to me. So why did this one element about early weaning made no sense to me? And I'm so glad that I continued to research, because what I discovered is that Rudolf Steiner had very little, if anything, to say. People have done exhaustive research and cannot find any quotes attributed to him about how long a mother should breastfeed. Rather, I think it came out of a European cultural tradition. Traditionally in Europe, mothers wean earlier than other mothers around the world. The average age for a child to stop breastfeeding worldwide, when you consider third world countries and less developed nations, worldwide is 4 to 5 years old. Rudolf Steiner himself, one of the only quotes that could be attributed to him was he wondered if, after his mother died, if the reason he had so much grief was because he himself was breastfed until he was 4 years old. The World Health Organization recommends nursing for a minimum of 2 years. The United Nations Children's Fund also recommends a minimum of 2 years. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends nursing for at least a year and for as long after that as is mutually desirable. So that is my advice to you, Silvia, or any of you out there who are wrestling with this question. Trust your own mothering instincts. They are rarely wrong. Your child will let you know, and you'll know when it's not mutually desirable. If it's not working for either one of you, you might consider then stopping. In my case, I breastfed both my children till I think they were about 3.5 years old. And in both cases, one day they just stopped. There was an expression I learned in La Leche Leagues when I used to go to La Leche League meetings and as a nursing mother that applied to weaning, and that expression is don't offer, don't refuse. So there'll come a time, if you begin to wonder if it's time to, and by weaning we don't mean suddenly stopping, but gradually starting that process. Just don't offer, but if your child asks for it, don't refuse. I also remember a time when my younger son Will was about 3 years old and had one day put his hand on a very hot electric griddle. He burned his hand very, very badly. We had to go to the hospital, and his hand was bandaged for weeks, as I recall. I was so happy that he was still breastfeeding. He was so terribly distraught and upset, and it calmed us both down. But that said, you trust your instincts. Do what is right for your child and for you. And the most important thing is do not feel any shame or guilt. If you decide not to breastfeed at all for whatever reason, if for medical or physical reasons you're not able to, you still love your child. Do not feel any shame. If you decide to wean after 9 months or a year, it's not working for either of you, you still love your child. Do not feel any shame. And most importantly, if your instincts and your child tells you that you are doing the right thing and still nursing your 3 or 4-year-old, do not feel any shame. And if someone in the Waldorf community or a Waldorf teacher questions you or hints that, maybe this isn't in the best interest of the child, I'm going to post links to some articles below that you might want to share with that teacher to educate and enlighten them. So I'm sure this video is going to inspire some comments. I love your comments and questions. Please leave them here. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you are enjoying these videos, if you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up and keep those questions coming. I'll see you next time.